So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So today I'm basically just doing a review for this Clemens Habicht colour changing puzzle, 1000 pieces. So first things first, I want to thank the playgroup or the owners of Clemens Habicht who are in Melbourne for sending me this puzzle in exchange for a review. I greatly appreciate it, and I really enjoyed it. I will say, I did have some frustrations. It took me about a month and a half to complete it, but I was after a challenge and I definitely enjoyed it, and I think I would definitely do it again. Probably not straight away, but down the track I definitely would do it, particularly now that I've got an idea how to proceed with it and how to go about it. So what I will do is in between this, or at the end of this, I will slot in a video just showing you the colour changing puzzle and how it changes colours, basically. I really appreciate having the chance to review this puzzle. I really did enjoy it. It was definitely a challenge. I did have moments of frustration, but any puzzle comes with moments of frustration. But overall, generally, I really did enjoy it. So things that I have noticed about this, it will take you a while to get into it. I have been speaking to a few other people who did puzzles. Some people completed it, some people who never ended up completing it just because it was too hard. So for me, this is probably the hardest puzzle that I have ever done. And Lils just came up beside me. It's probably the hardest puzzle that I've ever done, in all honesty. And that is partly because of the colour changing aspect. Well, mostly because of the colour changing aspect. And it took me a while to work out and get my head around how to actually start the puzzle and do it with the colours. So in the end, what I ended up having to do was basically separate the pinky purples and the bluey greens sort of areas, and I just separated them into two sections just because that was the best way for me to end up completing the puzzle. I know a lot of people say not to start with the border, but I typically started with the border with this one and used that as a guide for the colour changing puzzle to know roughly where the different colour changes would happen, or all of that. So for me, that actually worked out really well using the border as a guide. Overall, yeah, I really, really loved this puzzle. I'm trying to think of how to explain it because it feels kind of tricky to explain because I've been doing time lapse, but overall, it's obviously a 1000 piece puzzle. And as you can see via this, it kind of shows you how it changes. It's got the lenticular bit on here. So it was a lenticular puzzle. And I do find some of the pieces, when I got it, I found quite a few of the pieces did need separating. Like, that's not a bad thing because sometimes they come together anyway. But with the you had to be a bit more careful with the lenticular bit on it. But overall, I really don't know how to do this or say this. Overall, I really, really loved this puzzle. It was definitely a challenge. I would say definitely I wouldn't recommend a beginner person that's beginning puzzles to do this because you wouldn't have a chance. Obviously, you do not have an image to complete the puzzle, so that makes it even more of a challenge. I've got the Clemens Habicht 5000 piece puzzle too, and that basically does not have an image of the puzzle either. So for me, I would say definitely I wouldn't recommend a beginner to pick up this puzzle. I'd say it's for more someone who's been doing puzzles for a while because you don't have a specific image to show you how to do the image. It's a lot of colours, a lot of reflection. I did find at times that I was getting neck cramps and stuff because I was trying to move constantly to work out which colour fitted wear, but once you sort of got the general gist of it and how to do it, I did find that it sort of went together better, but I found I was a lot more moving around doing this puzzle, whereas normally I would just sit and look at the image because you got the line. And I'll just get one of my Ravensburger pieces, the Ravensburger bit that I'm working on here, to show you. So you'll notice, and it's just going to fall apart now, isn't it? So this is, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a Ravensburger puzzle that I'm working on, the 18,000 piece. And you'll notice that it's actually very easy. There's no reflection, none of that to do it. Like, I honestly don't mind the reflections, but you'll notice that it's just a very straightforward, you're looking at the pattern, that's it. Whereas I found with the colour changing puzzle, you are sort of basically having to move backwards and forwards to tell which part goes where. Like, it's very pretty. I very, very much love it at the end. You'll see it here. So this is our colour changing puzzle here. And I really, really love it, and I really do feel proud and like it's such achievement. But it's definitely not easy like a puzzle with an image. So for me, I've discovered the gradient ones are actually harder in general than the images. So, but for me, I was looking for that type of challenge anyway, and I did find that it very much stimulated my mind and got me thinking about it, and I was constantly looking, trying to see which colour goes where, moving, doing things. I did do a time-lapse as well, which I will be putting up as well in relation to this as well, and I will include on the end of this just a bit of a video showing you the puzzle and how it sort of changes. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that because I don't really have too much more to say. I would definitely recommend this puzzle if you are looking for a definite challenge. For me, it's the hardest I've ever gotten. I really did love it. I'm so grateful to Clemens Habicht for providing me with this puzzle in exchange for review. And overall, for me, the enjoyment of this puzzle actually, for me, wins out over the moments of frustration, because obviously when you're doing a puzzle that's going to have a lot of challenge and difficulty to it, you're obviously going to at the same time have obviously moments of frustration that typically comes with any puzzle that you're doing. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I would definitely do it again, but probably not just yet, because it's like it took me a month and a half to finish this puzzle in the end, between my health stuff and injuries and blah blah blah. But that took up a bit of the time, but it did take me about a month and a half to finish this puzzle, just because at times I found my mind getting overwhelmed with the colours. But for me, I love colours, so it was definitely a good achievement, and I feel really proud of that I've actually managed to finish it, because there are a few times where I was thinking, I'm crazy, what have I done taking this on? But it worked out in the end, and I really do feel proud of it. I definitely think I would do it again in the future. And yeah, for me, the enjoyment outweighs the frustration, the difficulty, but then it was what I was looking for anyway, so I can't really complain about the difficulty when it was what I was wanting. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave that here. Yeah, I would definitely recommend picking this up if you're looking for it. I actually found out the other day when someone who asked me about it, they said, oh, they can't find it on the Clemens Habicht website or the Playgroup website. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but I think it's available on some other places like Amazon Australia and all of that type of thing. But I would definitely recommend checking out the Playgroup's puzzles. They've got gradient puzzles, they've got half-tone colour gradient, and there's CMYK coloured gradient puzzles. So they're graded with that. They've got ones that are half-tone. they've just released some new ones recently, like white with just pale shades and stuff like that. So they're definitely more of like the challenge sort of puzzles. So they're ones without, some have particular images, some don't have particular images, but they're more about the challenge rather than the ease so much. So it's about having some fun and a good challenge at the same time you're doing it. So it's a lot harder and more of a difficult puzzle for more advanced people that are interested in the puzzles. But yeah, I'm definitely hoping to look into more of this down the track in the future. I've got the 5,000 piece colour gradient, which I'll be doing sometime as well on this channel in a time lapse. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. I always love hearing from you. And I will add in the video just showing you the colour gradient puzzle completed at the end of this. And yeah, I will see you later. Bye.